All right, so in this video, I'm gonna talk about the idea of keeping a mule centered. I'm on Gunny today. Gunny's here for a little bit of a tune-up. He's a friend. He belongs to a friend of mine. But anyways, this mule's kind of all over the place, and so this centered video I wanted to make, I thought he would be a good one to show you because he's not centered. Basically, what I mean by keeping a mule centered is I'm imagining a rectangle box around this mule. So there's a line in front of the mule, behind the mule, and on both sides of this mule here. And so long as he's in that box and he's centered, life is going to be really good. You got to make it a good place to be inside that box. But whenever he's pushing on that box, which does a lot of, then there's going to be a little bit of help come from me to keep him in that box. So it's my job to keep the mule in the box. It's his job to stay in that box. And again, he knows that's the place to be because when he's there, I'll leave him alone. So I'm going to kind of focus on my legs and my reins today and talk to you about that. But my legs need to be able to support this mule while I'm trying to keep him inside this box. So as we're going around here, I'm trying to make this circle. A circle is the very best way for you to kind of test your center and see how centered the mule is, because in the circle they'll want to dive in the circle and they're going to want to go to the outside of the circle and lean on your outside leg. So as I'm going around here, I'm looking where I want this mule to go. I'm thinking about where I want his tracks to be. And I'm just kind of out here in my field. But if you guys ride in an arena, or maybe out in some sand, or even in the snow, then you can kind of see your tracks. I can't see my tracks too good out here, but it doesn't really matter. I know what I'm doing here, what I'm trying to get done. But for you, it might help you to follow some tracks. Nonetheless, you're trying to focus on keeping this mule in those tracks. As you watch Gunny here, you see him leaning to the outside quite a bit. And then when I come back this way, he leans to the inside quite a bit. So I'm trying to help him with my legs. If I'm going here to the left, making a circle to my left here, my left leg is back slightly and my right leg is forward slightly. And I'm trying to keep him round. You notice his head's going everywhere. He's looking all over the place. He's got his nose tipped out, and he's kind of pulling on me and leaning on me, and he just doesn't know how to do a circle. So we'll try to help him here. Basically, when he's leaning on me or pulling on me, I'll apply a little bit of help to him through my legs or my reins here. And when he gets back to it, I'll leave him alone. Now this mule, you kind of notice when I use my leg a little bit, he thinks that means go faster. And a lot of them will. So my legs are used for direction, not so much for speed. Although I could if I came in with both my legs, maybe I could get a little speed out of him. But he just thinks that legs mean go faster. He doesn't know that my legs are for some direction here. So you see how hard it is even to make just a simple little circle here. And after you kind of get that one going for a little bit, and I'll show you, I'll go to this side, and you'll see how this side is way out of whack. You see how he wants to trot, and he wants to lean on me here, and he's going faster than I'm going. So I'll just kind of help him find himself here. It doesn't mean just go faster. He needs to kind of think here. And if they ever get going too fast for you, instead of pulling on him with both reins, which this mule's not ready to be picked up on with both reins, he's not qualified for me to pull on him with both reins. I'll just turn him in a smaller circle like this. That'll kind of slow him down like this here, using my legs to help him do that, and then I'll go back out to a bigger circle here. If I'm going to the right, my right leg is slightly back, my left leg is slightly forward. Now you notice I'm not like bumping or constantly kicking him. I'm just supporting with these legs, and he's got enough forward to him that I don't have to beg him to move. If you have a mule that is kind of pokey and a little lazy, you might have to bump a little bit and help him. Then you see he's tipping his nose to the outside. If he gets to doing that, maybe I'll just bring the circle in a little shorter, then I'll go back out to a bigger circle. But you're just trying to help them stay centered here. I'll go back to my left, I look to the left, my left leg goes back, right leg goes forward, my rein comes across the neck, and my directing rein is there to help him. So through these circles and these figure eights, you can get your mule to where they're a little bit more balanced. And I'd get working on this before I ever get to trying to turn them with my legs, like moving the hinds or moving the front by themselves. I just want to be able to guide with my legs somewhat in these centered circles. But it takes you some practice, and it definitely takes you some time. But once you kind of get things rolling here, you'll really appreciate this whole idea of keeping them centered. But it's hard for me to teach you a whole lot about riding until you have that centered mind frame. One of my mentors, Buck Brandman, says there's no any wreck that has ever happened with a horse or a mule, anytime somebody's been bucked off, anytime somebody's been ran off with or bolted on or jumped sideways or spooked, and anything that happened from that has something to do with your mule or your horse leaving that rectangle. So if you can get the mind frame of keeping them centered all the time, it'd really do you a lot of good. And there's a big difference between horseback riding and horsemanship, or mulemanship in our case here. Anybody can be a horseback rider. Anybody can get on. We've proven that, helping all sorts of people with disabilities and young children and things. Anybody can be a horseback rider. But horsemanship or mulemanship is a thoughtful endeavor, and it's a busy endeavor. Okay, so anyways, back to keeping them centered. You're always thinking about keeping that mule inside that rectangle all the time, and all the pieces. Don't just ride the mule's mouth or their head. You got to ride the body, all 4 feet, all the way through. So that gives you something to think about and work on this week, is doing these centered circles and working on these figure eights, using your legs and your reins to help you, and trying to build something there. And one more thing that I'll mention on this video is the order of advancement. Beginners use reins, intermediates use legs, advanced use seat. So I'm kind of always going down through that list. Seat, see, I'll kind of look where I'm going and kind of tip my seat. Legs to help, reins to finish off. Seat, leg, rein. I'm always thinking about that all the time. So I hope you enjoy this. Go out there and work on your mules and your horses. Hope you have a great day. God bless.